If any of you have any questions, you can raise your hand. We'll allow you to unmute yourself and then you can ask, or you can type it in the chat as well.
Okay, so for this question, we have 3x plus 2y equals 16, 6x plus 2y equals 28. So we can just say 6x plus 2y equals 28, and then subtract 3x plus 2y equals 20 equals 16. So there's two ways to solve system equations. This is the second method. So in this case, 6x minus 3x gives us 3x. 2y minus 2y is 0y, and 28 minus 16 is 12, so 3x equals 12. That gives us, if we divide both sides by 3, we get x is equal to 4. And then we can plug in to find y. So we have 3 times 4 plus 2y equals 16. That gets us 12 plus 2y equals 16. That gets us 2y equals 4, y equals 2. Which, what is the value of x plus y? 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. So the correct answer is 6. Okay, question 34. Okay, so for question 34, we're asked to find the difference in the median monthly enrollment for B and A. So that would be E2 and C2, 77. So for A, it would be 111, and then for B, it would be 511, 365, 495, and 3. It would be 407. So for the difference, it would be 407 minus 111, which is 296. So the correct answer is 296. How I found that was basically I just took the highest number and the lowest number and crossed them off until I'm left with one number, which would have to be the median or the middle number. Okay, question 35. Okay, so for question 35, sine theta is 2/5, so sine is or opposite over the hypotenuse. So this would be 2 and this would be 5. However, we're given that this length is 10, so all we have to do is just double both of these values since this actually gives a ratio, not the actual numbers necessarily. So in this case, that 5 times 2 is 10, so we have to multiply with this 2 by 2, which would give us 4. So side length BC is 4 and side length AB is 10, which is given. Now we have to find the value of n, which is root of root n, which is also side length AC. So using that, so we can find that using a squared plus b squared equals c squared. In this case, this would be 4 squared plus some value squared equals 10 squared. This would be 100 minus 16 equals x squared. 100 minus 16 is 84. So 84 equals x squared. Root 84 equals x. So what is the value of n? In this case, it would be 84. Because they asked us, because we know that AC is root n, so the value of n is root 84. So n is 84. Okay, question 36. Okay, so for question 36, we're given two intercepts at x equals -2 and x equals -6. That means we have x plus 2, because this would mean that it intercepts at x equals -2, because -2 plus 2 is 0. And then for the other one, it would be x plus 6. because -6 plus 6 equals 0, so that means x is -6. So in this case, what is the value of b? X plus 2 times x plus 6 gives us this equation on top, which would just be x squared plus 2x plus 6x, which is 8x plus 12. So what is the value of b? Bx, which would just be 8. Okay, question 37. Okay, so for question 37, we're asked for density in grams per cubic centimeter. So cubic centimeter um, means volume. So I have to multiply length times width times thickness. So that would be 100 times 20 times 8, which is 1600. 1600. And then we're asked to find in grams per cubic centimeter, so that would just be 44000 grams divided by the cubic centimeters we found, which is 16000. Um, this should be 2.75. So the correct answer is 2.75. You could have also put 11 over 4, which is the same thing, but as a fraction. Okay, question 38. Okay, so for question 38, we have a length to width ratio of 5 to 2. We need to find the width, so the ratio is 5 to 2, so we just take 125 divided by 5, and we get 25. And then this is 2, so we just take 25 and multiply by 2, which gets us 50. So the correct answer is 50. Okay, and let me pull up the next SAT. Okay, we're going to start with question 1. All right, so for question 1, uh, okay, during which of the following weeks was the water usage above 750? So 750 right here until right here. This is at about 26, and this is at about like 21 or 22. So from week 22 to 26. So the correct answer is C. Okay, question 2. Okay, so question 2. We have 6 centimeters and 1 cm is 15 miles. So 15 times 6 is 90. So the correct answer is C, 90. Okay, question 3. Okay, for question 3, we have 4 out of 1,000, which is that it? Okay, the correct answer is A, 0.004. And I mean, you can solve this by just putting it into a calculator. You can also solve it by just taking 4 and moving the decimal right 3 places. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, question 4. Okay, so for question 4, must find f of 20. That just means plug in 20 for x. So that's just 20 plus 0.25 times 20, which is just the fourth of 20, which is 5. So 20 plus 5 times 50 minus 20, which is just 30. So that gets us 25 times 30, which is 750. So correct answer is C. Okay, question 5. Okay, so question 5. We're just going to multiply this out. So this would get us 2ab minus 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2. 2ab minus 6 plus 2 is just 4, so minus 4, which is answer choice B. Okay, question 6. Okay, so question 6, 20% greater than 60. So just 60 times 1.2, which is 72. So that's a choice B. Okay, question 7. Okay, so question 7. Last for slope. This is in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. M is the slope. The slope is 3. The correct answer is C. Okay, question 8. Okay, question 8. How many solutions does the system of equations have? Well, you see there's one right here, and there's one right here, which is 2. So the correct answer is C. Okay, question 9. Okay, question 9. We have an equation. We're told 6 is the initial, 14 is the final, and we're told that last time was number 2 in this context, and this case it's the slope, which would just mean every year it increases by 2 feet. So number of years it took, no. The average number of feet it grew per year, yes. So the correct answer is B. Height when it was 1 year old, no. Average number of years for similar trees, no. So correct answer is B. Okay, question 10. Okay, so for question 10. Um, which of the following statements are true? We've got random sample 200. 87% there said they were satisfied. So of all town residents, 87% would say they're satisfied. Um, this is not true. We can't necessarily say 87% were satisfied because we don't know this for sure. We can say that we predict 87% would be satisfied. We can say that we assume 87% were satisfied, but we can't say that for a definite fact like it is in this statement. So one is not true. And then if another sample of 200 residents were surveyed, 87% would say they're satisfied. This is also not true because there is sampling variance, which is when different samples provide different percentage values. Like say instead of 87%, you might have something that's like slightly higher or slightly lower, and that sampling variance gives us our margin of error. So the correct answer is A, neither of these. Okay, question 11. Okay, question 11. What is the value of A? A is the x value, so that means we just have to solve for x. So we can say x plus 3 equals to x minus 6, because this is the intersection, so they're equal to each other. Solving for x, we get plus 6, so 9 equals, and then subtract x from both sides. So that just goes 9 equals x. So the correct answer is C. Okay, question 12. Okay, so for this question, well, you see, we have a positive slope, so we know the answer choice is not C or D, because the slope is positive. And then between A and B, uh, well, we can see it starts about like here, and if we were to draw the line the best way, it'd be like something like this. So x increases by 10, y increases by 30, so that's just 30 over 10, which is a slope of 3. So the correct answer is A, 3x. Okay, question 13. Okay, so for this question, what is the solution to the equation above? Well, we can just simplify. take the square root of both sides to get rid of the squared, which would just get us 8 minus root x equals 4 plus root x, because you got rid of the squared on both sides. Then you just solve for x, so subtract 4 from both sides, that gets us 4 equals, add root x to both sides, that gets us 2 root x. And then divide both sides by 2, you get 2 equals root x. Square both sides, you get 2 squared equals x. X equals 4. So correct answer is B. And it's time, so